Well, hello, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to Act 3 on CHLY 101.7 FM right here in beautiful Nanaimo and all over Vancouver Island and the Sunshine Coast. Delighted, delighted, delighted that you are here today because I'm in true fangirl moment. I am speaking with, on our, of course, my Zoom broadcast, Oma Buwa Dede, who is arguably one of the best musicians that I have ever heard in my entire life. I'm completely gobsmacked at the fact that I am such a fangirl over this person and so grateful that he's on our show today. Welcome to the program, Oma Buwa Dede.
Yay! Thank you so much. Got it. Thank you so much, Kathy. That's such a wow, it's a beautiful intro. But thank you. That's very sweet.
I
Thank you.
have shivers when I think about your music because the first time that I saw you was during Hullabaloo with Nico Roach, who's
Yes.
been on our program many times. And and I was in the audience with my girlfriends and we were like watching this and just loving the show because it was an extraordinary,
Beautiful show.
right?
Yes. Great
And I
show.
know a lot of the players, Yona Christensen, who is
Okay.
extraordinary, there and others,
Yes.
Josh, right?
Josh.
All of these
Yeah.
really, really great people.
Yeah.
Then you came out, and oh my, I have to say, my body was just like, holy crap, your voice is angelic. So,
Thank you.
how did you start this? When did you know that singing was going to be your love for life?
I- Thank you. That's very sweet. I've honestly always loved singing. I've been singing. I can't remember even when I started singing, but it's the only thing that truly gives me joy. Like my heart is full, like I'm at peace, I'm content, I'm in my really like safe space when I'm singing. So I've always loved singing. My dad listens to music all the time. Celine Dion, Whitney Houston were the two go-tos in my house over and over and over and over again. So I loved music for a long time, and then I joined choirs my whole life.
Yeah.
I was in church choirs from a child up until university. So I've been singing a long time. And, you keep getting better. You try new things, try different things. But I've also noticed that when I sing, people listen. So I'm very, very intentional about what I sing and what I do because I've just known that for some reason I'm able to cut across many people. So I even when I speak, so I've learned to take that the hard way too. I've learned to take
Yeah,
that with
yeah.
responsibility because apparently because you have to be when you're in that space you have to be responsible for what you put out. So
Well, there's something about
yeah,
performing arts as a whole. You're
yes.
projecting a real message, generally speaking, whether it's entertaining or whether it's,
Hmm.
something that's a story that people watch or listen to.
Listen to.
And there's a piece of us. I mean, when you mentioned Celine Dion, for example, who I
Yeah,
think arguably is one of the greatest singers of all time.
too.
Her range is extraordinary. And to watch how performers give their 1,000% when they're on stage, which is what I witnessed you do. And it's almost like don't want to get too fangirly on you, but it levitates, right? Like there's a
Yes.
piece to it that actually hits people. And music, unlike any other form, has the ability to transform us, to bring us back to a memory, to take us to a spot in our life that was
Yes.
so rich, or to just
Yes.
give us a laugh that we maybe haven't
Now
had
we need.
in a long time,
I
right?
agree. Yes, I totally
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
That's totally fair. I every time that people like I go out and perform, and people say, "Oh my God, when you were singing this, it reminded me of this story," and I was crying. I thought about that, or I, for some reason, now I understand what it feels to, live a day in your life. I was in Puerto Vallarta performing, and it was a lovely, lovely time with Joel Rabu, who you probably know.
Yes.
And
Yes.
apparently, some guy at the show said, "Oh my goodness, now that I just came for this show, I'm gonna come for the show before, but now I'm gonna protect everybody I know who is black and who is gay." And I just thought, wow, that was from my little singing for an hour. So
Yes.
it's that's how much music, when you're authentic and true with it, can really cut across a variety of people and touch them in
Yeah.
ways you didn't even think about while you were doing it because you were just being giving yourself truly, but somebody else is connecting in a way that you could never imagine. And that truly, I'm very grateful for that because I think that's something that I'm very grateful for it. It's music is a gift.
It
Art
really is. Yeah.
is a gift. You know, you can see yourself or see other people and connect more through storytelling, through fiction, through movies, through music, through dance. It's through paintings. It's such a art is yeah, no,
And
I love art.
we can never get too much of it, right? We can never get too
No,
much art.
no such thing.
So I really want to talk about Kinky Boots because I had wanted to come
Yes,
and see that program, and I'm sorry that particular night I
no
really
problem.
appreciated you reaching out, and I'm so sorry I missed it.
No problem.
But tell me about that experience, and because that's relatively local theater, right? That
Yes,
was
that
in
is.
Qualicum, if I'm
Yes.
not mistaken.
Yes, Qualcomm Michael Players. Yes. It was probably one of the best experiences of my life.
Ah,
And one of the hardest too, but one of the best. I left that show with a newfound respect for women. And I thought, oh my God, to do this in 6-inch heels is
right?
not a joke. It is not a joke. This is a this is hard. But
Yes.
it was such I think the cast of that show was phenomenal. We had like a great cast.
Yeah.
Everyone came together to give their all. But the story of Kinky Boots is a story about acceptance, a story of love, and a story that we're all the same. We might have walked different lives or different lanes, but our stories are sometimes very parallel to
Yeah.
each other. It just looks different, and we all bleed red. So that comes out because then, I don't know if you know the story, the factory worker who was a factory is out of business. He meets a drag queen in London, and then they start making the kinky boots, so the 6-inch thigh-high boots, and that's what saves the factory. But then they go through this journey of understanding and bias and love and all of that. And that was such a beautiful experience. It was very emotionally intense as
No
well.
kidding. No kidding.
I don't think I prepared for how intense it was going to be because that story, in many ways, mirrors my life or people that I know I've lived around or been in. So it was very, very real for me in many ways. I had lots of places, to pull from
Yeah. Yeah.
for that show. And I think it took me about a month and a half to really sort of let go of it. And not until I was done with letting go did I realize it took me that long to sort of let go and say, okay, I think I think I'm okay now. I think I'm back to being me. I think I've figured out many things and it helped me heal
I
in many
bet.
ways too for myself. It helped me confront many things that I would never have the chance to confront. So it was again. So that's I think all of that just made it really one of the best times of my life, and the audience loved it. So that was great, and it's a
Authenticity,
fun show
right?
to sing.
Yeah, I
Yes,
mean, absolutely. I mean, the music is kicker, right?
kicking music,
I mean,
so it was fun to sing.
it truly is spectacular.
Yes,
So, without becoming too voyeuristic, first of all,
that's fun.
I want to be very clear because I don't want to be voyeuristic, but I truly am curious about your experiences, and so
Of course,
I come to this from a place of true curiosity and joy
yes,
and celebration of who you are as a human being.
yes,
Many of my very best friends are gay or from the
yes,
LGBTQ community. And so I can't say that I'm providing a safe space. It's always up to other people to interpret that I'm giving a safe space. That's on,
yes,
but I hope
yes,
to give that platform to provide what I offer as safety. And so, in saying that, I'm curious about your experience in becoming a singer from that perspective, because I know that there's two things we have, depending on where you are in the United States and in other parts of the world, we've got a
hmm
racism component, and then we also have the LGBTQ2 component.
component. Yeah,
So for you, again, without taking on more
yeah,
than you're willing to share,
yeah.
can you offer up for us how that's been for you?
It's been very challenging. I'm
Yeah,
not going to lie. Especially with myself and how I speak about it, or even how I perform with it. Because you know, when I grew up in Nigeria, so it's not a country where being gay is allowed, and
absolutely.
it's different now, but it was a little bit harder when I was growing up, but it's still not easy, regardless of what time you're in. So it was. it was hard to even talk about it in public, I would say, or to even doing this right now. I couldn't probably do this a few years ago just because I
Sure.
was just scared of what people I thought would think. Now I don't really care. I don't care that much, but it still informs. I find myself sometimes still trying to hide or
Yeah,
still trying to, you know, be careful what I say, where I say, so I don't receive
of
a
course.
lot of backlash from my community in that sense.
Fair.
Um, but also I'm getting older, and at some point you have to be true to who you are and what you like you know, and just who you are.
Yeah.
So the older I'm getting, the stronger I am to
Yes.
stand in my truth and come on stage and sing and talk about my experiences or friends who have maybe went through things I watched them go through. So I find that part to be, it's still very hard. It still makes me like quake in my bones a little bit.
Yes.
But I'm more confident now in talking about it and stand and say, okay, truthfully, this is me. It's tough, it's hard. I know that some people would never understand and I would never accept, and I'll probably lose a bunch of people in my life or who I grew up with and who I truly love and know and I believe love me, or loved me and helped me through things in my life, who would probably just be never able to see beyond this. Um, but yeah, the older I'm getting, the more I'm confident to stand in my shoes and be who I am. And Kinky Boots was also that for me.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I posted about that on my Instagram, and I had like goosebumps just go all through my body. I
Mm.
remember I laid on my bed, and thank God for friends. So I laid on my bed and I was just panicking.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, what are people gonna think? What are they gonna say? It's not gonna think of, oh, maybe it's Boo again. It's like, or what is like, it was just, it was there.
Yes.
And a friend of mine called me and said, how are you doing? And he just called me because he'd seen the post. He's like, I'm sure you, I'm like, I am not doing okay. I'm like, I'm on my bed. I am literally shaking. I have goosebumps. It's been a few minutes. It hasn't gone away.
Yeah.
Um, but I think after that too, another turning point of growth in my life, you're like, okay, well, happened. I'm okay. I'm still here.
Yeah.
People talked. It was fine. I'm okay. So it's I'm getting more confident in being who I am and accepting who I am. It's a daily struggle for me, I would say, just because of again, um, how I was brought up and the world that I'm very closely and in love and connected with. But again, I have to be true to who I am, and so yeah, that's. Hope that makes sense some way.
I value what you're saying also very much because it's true. And I think that a lot of people that I've had the great privilege of knowing have shared with me that sometimes people are cruel and mean in
Yeah,
ways that are beyond, beyond anything any of us can imagine. And
yeah.
and the reality is that unless you're experiencing it, you can't possibly truly know
What
how.
it feels like, yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And so I hope that you will in future count me as one of your friends. And please feel free to always reach out because
Thank you.
I've witnessed it far too many times and it's just not okay. No, in saying that, I'm also curious because I know you write some of your own music, and I wonder
Yes.
about that and how you've been able to really take some of that inner beauty that you so clearly have and put that into words and into song. And what was it like? So it's a kind of a two-banger question. What was it like to perform it for the first time?
Performing my songs for the first time is always very scary to me
Yeah.
because no one really knows it that well. So you're trying to sort of get them into
Mm.
into the spirit of the song. I've been writing songs for a long time. I've always just enjoyed playing with melodies and just writing and just thinking of things in my head. I'd make a voice note and I'd forget about it for 10 years and come back, oh, that's kind of nice. Okay, let's work on that a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I'm just walking and I'm just singing some random song, on the street or whatever it is. So I've always loved just creating random melodies. When it comes to putting words to my melodies, I like to write about either my life or
Hmm.
things that I truly understand or I've been in the presence of.
Mm.
I don't want to talk about things I don't know about. I
Yeah.
think
Oh,
that's where
absolutely.
that's totally where you can see the innocence that I'm talking about. it happened to me,
Hmm.
to somebody I know, or
Hmm.
maybe a few different stories put in one, and then I can maybe exaggerate or keep some parts simple and tell some stories. Um, and then I try to hide, who they were in the songs, obviously for privacy, but also again for safety, depending on how you're looking at the music. Um, but the one song that I've always loved performing, which I need to record, and I'm still trying to find the right moments to. I have the idea in my head, have it all sort of done, but I need to find the right time to do it. It's called "Love Is Love." And it's
Mm.
a song I wrote for a concert that happened in Nanaimo a few years ago, and I remember I was asked to write a song. I wrote one song. They did not like it, so that sort of pissed me off.
They didn't like it.
They didn't like it, so I went
Really?
back, but it was okay. It was fine. But I went back and wrote three more. And then they chose the one I thought was going to be the least,
Oh,
you
wow.
know. But thinking about it now, it makes sense because that was the most honest song. The
Right.
other two I wrote thinking, okay, a choir's gonna sing it. It's gonna be about this, or gonna be about Nanaimo or the island, and I'm going to do this. But
Yes.
love is love, just about love is love. It doesn't matter if you're man, woman, black, white,
Thumbs
Asian.
up.
Love is love. And I just said, well, this is nice. I'm gonna write a song for myself. Maybe I'll sing it one day. Yeah, nice. And that's the one that they. So it just, I was like, sure. Of
Oh,
course they picked that one. And that
wow.
and
Wow.
Nico arranged it, and it
Yeah.
turned out to be so good because every time I sing it, there's such a reaction because
Yes.
it's so
Mm.
relatable for everybody. Like it doesn't matter who you are. If you love somebody and that person loves you, that's it.
That's it.
That's really it. So I think that song, and then I think the Gay Men's Choir Vancouver performed it twice too as well, which was like a huge honor. Um,
Huge,
but
huge.
huge. So that song I would say is probably one of my favorite now to perform. But performing my songs now I do like it because I can then tell the story of the song, and then I can again getting older, being more confident in who I am and where I was when I wrote those songs.
Yeah.
Again, people can then say, "Oh, yeah, I remember a time in my life and it was this way," or maybe a friend of mine who's, or maybe even right now,
Yeah.
this is where I am in my life, and so it sort of connects with you, and you can maybe find the strength or at least the comfort knowing someone else went through this and came out on the other side. So therefore, I would go through this and come out on the other side. So it's getting much more fun. To perform my own songs now,
Oh,
and to
sure.
write more, and to just create the kind of songs I want to create as
I
well.
mean, I think it's great to do covers. I think there's nothing wrong with covers
Yes,
because it
love
gets
covers.
people to hear you from the start and gives you an opportunity to get your voice out
Exactly.
there. And then people resonate with your voice and then they go hunting for you, just like I did. And what I found out is that there's a brand new CD that's about to drop.
Oh,
I saw,
no,
maybe
nothing.
it's not brand new.
No, it's not brand new. Nothing's about to drop. No, everything's dropped. But I'm working on stuff
Just
for next
call
year.
me
Buwa. Yes, just call
Bua.
me Buwa. Yes. Yes. So that came out a few years. That came out
Oh,
two
it
years
did. I'm
ago.
sorry. I
Yes.
thought
No,
maybe
no.
I, my apologies. I was so excited. I was
No,
like, oh, good. But however, all right.
that's okay. That's okay. That came out 2 years ago. That was my last EP. I'm hoping another one comes out next year is the goal. But that was a very fun project to work on. I remember before that, I had 2019 called Olu, my first one, and that was great. And then COVID happened, and then I had a writer's block. Not everything I wrote, it
Yeah.
just didn't. It didn't feel. It felt very hard.
Yeah.
It just felt like I was trying to create. I suppose it just come out of me naturally. And then I remember, I think it was 2022, some random day in my house. I'm like, oh, that's a nice song. So I start pacing like a crazy person and I'm going back and forth singing the thing and I'm like, oh, this is nice. So I record, I get on the phone, I call my friend, I'm like, hey, I have an idea and it's here now, so I need to do it now before it leaves. I'm gonna
Yes.
give it to you, make some beats and bring it back to me. And then it just sort of happened, and then we had like 7 songs, ended up going 5. And it was a great, that was another great project to work on because I wrote the songs as well. I and my friend, but I wrote most of them. I took a bit more risks with the videos,
Yes.
and the visuals and the makeup and all of that for the project again, being more. confident in myself
Yeah.
because the first project, if you look at it, if you find it Olu, I'm blurred out, which was fine. But this one, I'm out. There's some, nice makeup. There's some costume to it, which before I would have been so afraid, to do. So it was. I'm like, hey, this is me. Just call me
No,
Bua.
I, I don't care. This sounds terrible, so please forgive me in the way I'm saying this, but
Okay.
I don't care what anybody says. I think the moment when we step out on stage, that there's still always that little piece, like
Oh,
even
there's.
really consummate professionals that have been doing it for decades and decades have days when they walk out on stage and go, "Oh my,"
Oh, totally, totally.
right?
I always
So,
get the nerves before I go on stage
ah,
every time, and sometimes it takes me like a few seconds
yeah,
to get into it.
but that's
And
the
I mean,
gift.
that's. I'm happy for the gift because people don't really realize I'm scared. I'm like, oh God, what if I fall? What if I stumble? What if my voice breaks? Whatever it is, da, 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 da. But once you sort of start and you feel it, even when it's going bad, because sometimes it goes bad. Even when it's go- even when it's going bad, the nerves go. It's more that you're like, oh, it's bad. It's like, oh no, that's so terrible. But the nerves of like, am I gonna fall? Am I gonna trip? Am I going to not do that? It dissipates
Yes.
for the first after the first few notes that when you come out and the audience is there. I tend to try not to look at people for a bit.
Yeah.
I just look above until I'm centered, and then it's easier to say, okay, now I can connect. I'll tell you something that's really funny that I'm learning and I might do going forward. I did it with Hullabaloo and it worked. At the end of Hullabaloo, we did a song called Proud Mary, and it
Hmm.
was the up-tempo, very fun
Yes, I
song.
loved it.
And it was a great, great, great number. And
Oh,
I
it's
knew I had
amazing.
to I had to dance and be a little Tina. And I don't know why, and it worked. And I'm gonna try it again and see if it works. I was backstage and I just kept turning around in one big circle and turning around and just sort of dancing and dancing. And I ran out as soon as it was my turn, if you remember, and I just
Yeah.
sort of ran out. So I wasn't, the nerves had gone and I was
Yes.
fully in it. So when I came out, like I was like ready to go. And I honestly blacked out until Yona came out to sing. I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
what did I just do? I'm like, wait, hold on. What did I just do?
That's awesome.
So that was a nice lesson to learn. So I'm going to see if that works again sometime. But that was I'm like, oh, I literally just was having a good time enjoying backstage, and I just shut out and I forgot. I mean, I was singing, but I just wasn't like conscious that much, and I just having a
Totally.
really good time because I had the nerves had gone,
Yes.
and then I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's Yena's turn now. Ooh, what happened?
Wow. But I think that it's true that you have to you're honing in, right? You're getting that
Yes,
energy and harnessing it in a way that's
exactly.
so right for what you're doing.
Yeah.
I am going to just take a moment to tell people I can't believe we're nearly halfway through the program already. And so I've got to tell people how to go grab a piece of paper and a pen. Let me try it that way.
Please.
So again, I'm in my glory because I get to enjoy speaking to my absolutely
Oh
amazing
my God.
Oma Buwa Day Day, and or otherwise known as Buwa.
Wow. Yes.
And so I know that his music rocks, but you need to know that his music rocks. So go grab a piece of pen or go grab a piece of pen. Go grab a paper and a pen so that you'll be able to write down the information. If you are
Yes,
watching
please.
on YouTube, please know that I will put the links in the chat box so you'll be able to do it. I find information there. We've got a lot more to talk about. So you're getting in right at the right time if you've just joined us on CHLY 101.7 FM. There's a couple things that are happening, as you know, that we are in fall, right? Seasons are changing. There's tons of incredible stuff happening within our community. I truly do invite you to check out our shows and find out what's going on, but also to get out there and do some fabulous stuff while the fall is with us. And while you're there, if you happen to see an older adult in the community that's having a little bit of trouble, maybe give them a hand. Or if you see or notice that there's somebody else in our community that could use a little bit of support as they're getting used to the changes in the weather, please do reach out because we all look after each other. And that's probably the most wonderful thing about Nanaimo. And so I'm so grateful when we do that. You can also watch us on Act 3 on Rogers, and we are showing 4 times a day. The most recent episode that's coming up and being filmed next week, I believe, at the time that I'm recording this show, Kevin will be hosting as I'm going to be out of town for that week. And so Kevin, who is an amazing host on Act 3, is going to share what's going on in our community there. So please don't forget to tune in. And if you'd like to be a part of our program, please do reach out to act3mediaproductions@gmail.com. So in the meantime, I also want to drop them, as you'll notice, I'm going to start dropping seeds, and I'll be dropping seeds probably for quite a while because something is coming into town that is going to transform everything for our local hospital. Dear friends of mine and I are working on bringing together a show called Glitter. It is going to be the largest fundraiser that we've ever seen on Vancouver Island and a show that cannot be beat. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to talk our dear guest today into perhaps participating. So another fabulous thing, but that's not fair because I haven't talked to him yet. So I don't want to throw him under the bus right now before talking to him, but just hope to stay. And I'm hoping that he will say yes to it because it'll be pretty fabulous. But in
Cannot
the
wait.
meanwhile, I am so excited to bring glitter to the forefront. And so next year on September 19th, 2026, we're bringing this show just for you. So I hope that you will enjoy it and keep following and checking us out in all of our media platforms. And in the meantime, I hope that you will continue listening to our program today. And once again, my fabulous online guest is Oma Buwa Dede, otherwise known as Buwa. Oh,
Cool. Yes, yay, got
I didn't mess it up
it.
this time.
No.
And I know we talked just a little bit before, and my guests who have, been on the show years, many of my listeners and followers over the program have known that I screw it up once in a while and more frequently than not. So
But not today, so that's
not
good.
today, not today. So, I know that you are really active in our community as far as music is concerned. And I'm
Yes.
curious if you've got something happening coming up. I didn't really ask you to see, but I'm sure you must.
I definitely do. I have 2 shows coming up very soon. I
Okay.
have one November 8th in
November
New
8th.
Westminster at the
Okay.
Massey Theater.
Love that
And
theater.
that's gonna be so amazing. And then I have another one in Nanaimo.
Yay.
Yes, my concert November 29th at the Brecon United Church,
Yeah.
2020 Estevan Road, 7 p.m.
Sorry, 8 p.m.,
7.
7 p.m.
Yes,
Brecon
7 p.m.
United
Brecon
Church.
United Church. Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. And where do we get the tickets for that?
You can get them from my website,
Okay.
www.buwa.ca.
www.buwa. And for those who haven't got their paper and pencil yet, we'll repeat that for sure.
Yes.
So I'll be there first off, full. I mean,
Yay!
there. I'm there November 29th. That
Please,
will be me.
29th.
Yeah,
Yes, at the
I'll
Brecon
be
Church.
there
Gonna
for
be
sure.
good. Very great show. I'm
And
excited.
I am very delighted that you're going to be on our Act 3 program in November as well. So I
Thank
think
you.
that
Me
there's,
too.
something terrific about that. And I just
Yes.
really want people to know about you because you're just extraordinary. How
I
long have you
appreciate
lived
that.
in Nanaimo? Have you been here for a while?
I've been here for a while. Time is flying. Nine
No kidding.
years. I moved here 2016 August, so it'll be 10 years next year. So yeah, 9 years. It's been a while, and I love this city. There's something you said about us helping each other community
Yeah,
that I think that's one of the best part about this city
yeah,
is everyone truly helps each other out.
yeah.
Like it's even somebody you know, somebody you don't know. It's such a lovely feeling to be in a city like that. And it's not Miami is not like Qualicum where it's really tiny. It's really,
It's pretty spread out.
it's pretty
Yeah.
spread out.
Spread out
So to have that
100,000 people,
exactly,
I think, something like that.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So to still have that kind of feeling here is I don't think you can buy that. Like it's no, I love the night. I fell in love when I mean I haven't gone, so everyone I know has left. So I'm still here. So
What made you decide to come? I mean, that's a great question.
I
Like,
think so. I came for school. So I did my MBA
okay,
at Vancouver Island University in 2016.
yes.
And then I remember I moved and thought, oh my God, it's very quiet.
Yeah.
No.
No, it's gotta be
Like
underground, like a
it's like
total underground.
because I lived in a big city my whole life, so I was used to the traffic and the constant and I'm like, oh, this is very quiet. This is maybe not the right decision. And then I remember, but January of 2017, so a few months after I moved by, VIU hosted the NBA games
Oh,
nationally. So NBA programs from all across Canada came to Nanaimo, and we had planned this event. But what we did was plan it to not Nanaimo, but the island. So it went from Qualicum all the way to Duncan. So I got to sort of move around more, walk with people I never you know I've never worked with before, and you sort of get to say, oh,
yeah. Oh, I know, right? It's so true.
it's beautiful.
I know, right?
I love it here. And you meet different people beyond just like school. Because I was in school the whole time. So and I was 4 months in the country, so I didn't know anybody. I was the newbie. So you start to mix with people in the community. You're like, this is really nice.
Yeah.
Like this is actually really, really nice. Then after school, I got a job and I'm like, yeah, I'll stay. And honestly, it was the best choice I ever made. I loved it. I love that I moved. So that's how I moved. Long story short, that's how I got here, and that's how I remain here because I think the people here are just incredible.
They
Very
really
supportive.
And you and I haven't been too far apart in timeline. I came over from the mainland 15 years ago. I
Wow.
can't believe it's been 15 years already. And a friend of mine at the time said, if you think you're going to put your shingle on the door and call it, you are wrong. This is not how it works in this town. It is a tight town. People need to know each other and share. Once you know people, then
Yeah,
you'll be fine. But it takes a while. And you
it
know what?
does.
It was a year. So when you said about 2016, 2017, for me, it
Mhm.
was about a year. And then
Wow.
suddenly, boom,
You
I
know,
knew what was happening. I felt comfortable and all.
mhm.
And years before, Nanaimo had a reputation back in the 80s and the 70s. I'm old. So it had a reputation back in the 70s. It was a bit more of a biker town. It was very rough around the
Oh,
edges. The downtown core was like, there was tons of, bikers that were around. And so a lot of people were very scared of Nanaimo. And then over the course of a few years, the whole place just cleaned right out, and it is not at all like what it once was. There is absolutely
mm.
no reflection of what it was back then and to what it is today. It is a charming and
Very
beautiful.
charming and beautiful city.
Yeah,
Beautiful, beautiful.
and the people, oh my gosh, the people.
People. I always say that it's we're all, and that's what I love about Nam was we're all very different. Like there's almost every kind of person here,
Yes.
and everyone's like, yeah, I love you. That's fine. You do you, I do me.
That's why Love is Love is such a
It's
rich song, right?
see
It's
exactly. It's
true.
great. It's true. Like we're all just people. We're all human beings. We have different interests and likes, and we're all going to coexist and be kind to each other. You know, in our community, and I think that's something that you can't. That's stunning.
Yeah, it really is stunning. So about like to dig a little person into your personal life, and forgive me for going that far. You don't have to answer anything, of course, but do you
No
have
problem.
family close by? Do you have
No, I moved here alone, so it's
wow.
just me. My mom is still in Nigeria, so it's an 8 hour time difference, 9 hours once we do daylight savings.
Yeah,
So it's
you must miss
that part's
your
been
mom.
yeah, that part's been very hard.
Yeah,
It's been very, very, very hard.
yeah,
Many, many, many Christmases without her.
yeah.
Actually, I don't think I've had a Christmas with her since I've moved. That's since I was like so 9 years now. Hopefully we can change that this year. But it's been hard to not have family here. When things are hard, it's easily in the family. I go back. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just be my mom or might be my brother, whatever it is. But that part has been tough. I moved here alone. Yeah.
Oh, I can't
Yeah.
imagine moving here alone. I mean, I did as well. My family are grown up
Mm-hmm.
and gone, and they're long. Most a good part of my family has passed away. Other parts are just in other places in Canada. So
Fair
it's
enough.
it's they're not close by,
Yeah.
and so that's really hard. But the
It's
one
hard.
thing I find is that when you don't have family here, there's a group of family you choose, right?
Exactly.
And you found
Exactly.
some pretty great people, I might add, right? I mean, you're in the
Yeah,
community.
I've been blessed.
Yes.
I've
Yes.
been blessed, honestly, to have people in my life who I truly consider family now at this point. And it's not, again, just 9 years.
Just 9 years. Yeah, it's amazing how quick it goes, but it's amazing
Mhm.
how rich it becomes.
Becomes,
So I'm
yes.
curious next, have you ever written a song about a buddy, about a friend?
I have written many songs about a friend.
Yeah.
Written many songs about a friend.
That's good. That's
Many.
good.
I mean,
Honey.
it's I wouldn't say like one whole song about a friend, but I have songs where like a verse is
Sure.
particularly about a friend or something that happened in their life. So yes, I've
I
done that.
I love that. I love that. You talked about Celine Dion. You talked
Yes.
about
Whitney
Whitney Houston,
Houston.
of course,
Yes.
which your father brought to you.
Yes.
Who are the people more in, now that
Mhm.
your dad was a terrific influence, but who influences you now?
I was so Whitney Houston is still a big influence in my
Yeah,
life till I will die. But I love Beyonce. I'm a Beyonce fan. Like I think as a performer, as an artist, she is at a level that we should all aspire to.
right.
Vocally, creatively, like there's so many aspects to her that I just find fascinating. And what I also love Jill Scott, India Arie.
Yes.
They just make my heart so warm,
Oh,
and their music is so rich, and I love how they write, and it fuels me, comforts me, it makes me happy. I love Billy Porter as well. I think he's a fabulous artist, a
yes.
fabulous singer, a fabulous performer. I think he's just
Billy Porter's outstanding. He's outrageous.
outrageously
Yeah.
outstanding of a performer. So I love Billy Porter, and I've very recently begun to love a lady called Ray. I've been obsessed with her new song, and I just can't stop listening to it. Raye. I've probably played like if there are a million streams, I probably played 500,000.
Wow.
So that so yeah, but I would say Whitney Houston, Celine Dion are probably still like my top people. And I grew up in church and listened to the gospel as
Yes, I
well.
love
So
gospel.
gospel singers influence how I sing in
Mhm.
particular. So
Mhm.
lots of Karen Clark Sheard, Clark sisters, Kirk Franklin. But
Mm.
then Jill Scott, India Arie
Mm.
are
Mm.
they're my babies. I'm there all the time.
Darling, we
And
are
actually, I'm
kindred
there all the
spirits.
time.
We
Yeah.
are
And
kindred
then
spirits.
I love that. I love that. And then from a Nigerian perspective, a lady called Omaumi, who I
Oh,
love.
Maui. Mm.
I've been following her since. Ooh, let me think about that. We lived in Benin. So I was probably 10 or 11 when I first fell in love with
Yes.
Omaumi. She was on a competition show. My whole family watched her. We supported her, and I've loved her since then. Like I just think she is incredible. I love Tiwa Savage and I love Wizkid. Afrobeat is
Oh,
beautiful.
oh,
So when I need a good pick me up, I put on some Afrobeat and Omaumi, Tiwa Savage, Burna Boy, Wizkid. They all Ira Star influenced me as well a lot in terms of how I write and they make sure I'm also staying true to who I am, to my roots too, but also just because they make great music. So yeah,
so I want to introduce you to somebody, as
please.
far as music is concerned, who also came to get to Vancouver Island University.
Okay.
They already know her. She was a local girl for years. She's been in Vancouver for a while now. She's actually from India, and her name is Shruti Ramani. Are you familiar
Oh
with Shruti?
no, I'm
Okay,
not.
listeners, listen, this chick is outstanding, and she has an Indian beat that goes with it. So when she sings, she is so glorious.
Wow.
Like an incredible style of music that I've never heard before. And I invite you. Shruti has been on the show in the
Rudy. Okay, good. I will
past.
check her out as soon as I'm done.
She
Wow.
is delightful. So definitely check her out because
Well, oh my goodness, I'm gonna check her out
she's
now as
no
soon as we're
love,
done.
right? She is Vancouver
Yeah,
Island.
it's Vancouver Island, exactly. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Now, I'm gonna go
just
on Instagram and find her once I'm done.
absolutely check her out. I think she's on Spotify as well. She's really
Great.
outstanding. So, as we're moving through time,
Yeah.
I know that we told people to get a piece of paper and a pen.
Yes.
I think we should properly, formally tell people how they can find you.
No problem at all. So, my name is Buwa, Buwa. That's my name on Facebook. So if you just search for me, Buwa on Facebook, you'll find it. On Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, or I guess X now, it's
Yeah.
Buwa Legend. So Buwalegend, like John Legend, but Buwa Legend, because why not?
Why not?
'Cause why not?
True. You're a legend already. I know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Which is that, yes. Speaking, so I'm going to say it. I'm a legend. So, yes, Boa Legend is my name on TikTok, Instagram, and X. And my website is buwa.ca. So, it's pretty much, if you type Boa, even on YouTube, you go on Boa on YouTube as well. I'm there. Just type my name and I'll pop up. The good thing about my name is that it's unique enough that if you type my name, you'll, you'll
And,
find me
and
on the
it's
internet.
really your name.
It's
It's
truly my
really
name.
your name.
Exactly.
That's
It's
so
truly my
catchy.
name. Thank you.
So you had mentioned that you have a couple of shows coming up. One of them in
Yes.
Westminster at Massey Theatre on November the 8th. And then
Yes.
here, November 29th, I'm going to get off and buy my tickets like right now. November
Please.
29th, Brecon United Church.
Yes.
And is it a holiday presentation or is it just a fabulous
No,
concert? What kind of
it's a
content are we looking
concert.
at?
So we're
Hmm.
looking at coming for a lovely evening of music and storytelling. So what I always say, I'm a storyteller and I share my life and I share, the world through music and stories. So you're gonna come and have a good time with music and good stories, and hopefully you leave feeling different, feeling changed, feeling empowered, especially for the new year. I'm feeling like, it's been a tough year for many people.
It has.
So it's a time to come and say, okay, it's been a hard year. We've all sort of had our things to power through. We're all here. It's the 29th. We've all made it. It's gonna be a new year soon, and we're gonna power through the next whatever the next challenges come through. So that's the goal of you leave feeling like I have the energy to take off. We're gonna go on another journey, but leave feeling like you have the energy to take on the new year. So yes,
I
that's the goal.
wish it was happening today. I'd go right now. Listen, I will
All right.
encore this program a couple of times so that people can make sure that they're available to,
Please, thank you.
as well as, of course, on all of our platforms, including iHeart and Spotify. So for sure, we'll make sure that you're there.
You.
I know we're coming near to the end of the show, but we're not at the
Oh,
end yet. So I've got a few more questions for you before we, discuss our wisdom piece, right? Living in Nanaimo, there are several venues that you can go to and enjoy good music. We were talking a little bit about some of the underground. I think you can listen to music in Nanaimo, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere at least every week, but if not
oh
every
yeah,
night, right? Like there's
yeah.
always a place to go. What are some of the places that have brought you inspiration throughout your career and throughout the work that you've done, not only in Nanaimo, but other parts of the world, where you've really, really been inspired to create music and to create something that is just so rich in the work that you do?
When I'm back home,
Yeah.
it's very inspiring for me. There are
Yeah.
specific places back home that I go to, and I couldn't tell you any reason why, but you just sort of
Oh,
feel connected to it, and you're like, okay, it's time to create. I very recently, because of my little dog, did a hike into a very nice spot. I have a cute little Maltese. She's somewhere. I don't know where she
oh,
is.
cute, cute, cute.
She's probably having a nap, which is good. But now when I walk to the water,
Yeah.
I've learned to take a book with me, or I just have my phone with me, because the stillness of it, and I think maybe because no one is there
Yeah.
of it, I just sort of feel very grounded. And
Yeah.
then I can write. And then sometimes when I travel and when I come back, or when I have an experience like Kinky Boots or something I've experienced in my life, I would always spend about a month or so just sort of I started marinating in my head on the scenario. So what did I learn from this? What was good? What was bad? What was I like? And then somehow I'm able to craft a song or a story from that experience of it. So it's that's sort of mostly for the most part when I'm creating anything, even if it's an outfit or something or a video,
Mhm.
it's me. I'm either just come back from someone, okay, whew, I feel great, and I'm just and it's just you're just going. Or I've had a moment to think about something or go through kinky boots, go through it for a month after and just marinate about it, and then say, okay, that was a good experience. This happened, and then all of a sudden, it's just coming out. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much how at least now I'm getting inspired. It's fun.
Well, and I like to think that everywhere we go and every person that we meet,
Yes,
every experience that we've had becomes the rich fabric of our life. It's all a thread that comes in, and some of our threads are golden, some of them not so much, right?
yep,
And so, but all of it creates the blanket of who we
yep,
are. And
exactly.
so I wish that your family were closer to you, but I'm hoping that you're able to be with them on a regular
Yes,
basis. How often have you returned to Nigeria? Like I know that,
only been back once.
wow.
So it's been, and that was 2022. I was hoping to go back in 2020, and then COVID happened. I had to wait 2 more years. I'm hoping to be able to go back again this year. That's hoping for Christmas. That's the goal.
That's the goal.
And that's the goal. And hopefully after now more often now I'm going forward to long expensive flight.
I was going to say,
But
how long does it take
mm,
to get to Nigeria? I mean, I know it's a ways, right? Like,
it's a way. The quickest way is you go from here to like a European country, 10 hours,
yeah,
and then from there to Nigeria, 6 hours, so 16 hours. So you have to break it up,
yeah,
or you can do 5 hours there, 4 hours there, 10 hours, and then it takes you 2 3 days. So it's a long journey, but it's worth it for family. You know, when I first
absolutely.
came, you're working, you're trying to get yourself settled in. I think now I feel a bit more settled. I have young family, friends, community. It's easier to go. And then also for my mom to come visit, and she can get to meet, the people who I've made as family and friends,
Yes,
and she
yes,
can get to
yes.
know why I love them so much, you know? So yes,
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, there's something about a mother's love, right? That is just
yes,
not, very
yes.
proud to be a mom of my son and, my
Aw,
4 grandkids. And, I can't wait to see them because I'm going to go see them in October. So I'm really delighted about that as well. I know, I can't wait. It's like,
love
and
that
it's the most exhausting visit
anticipation.
I ever have because it's like, I get there and then it's just play, 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 play,
Play,
play,
play, play,
play
play,
for
play,
the
play, play,
entire
play,
time.
play. But it's filling. You're getting good. You're like,
So great.
oh, that was nice.
It's so great. I come back richer and more fulfilled and just feel good
Hmm.
all the way around from that. So, yeah.
I love that.
Well, my last question before I ask you about your wisdom, because everyone knows that that's my favorite part. But the last question that I have
Yes.
for you is that, if you could forecast your perfect venue, the place where you want to stand on that stage and belt it, where would it be?
The O2 Arena.
Oh,
And I couldn't give you one particular reason why. I've always just loved it. And I mean, I've seen many people, I haven't seen them physically, but I've watched people perform there and I've seen what they've done to the place. I know people who've gone there and I've heard about the energy of it. And I've been in there when it's no concert there. And I don't know. There's something about that O2 Arena that one day in my life I must walk on that stage and belt out a song. For one day in this lifetime. I don't know when, but I would walk on that stage and I would belt out a song for
I
them
have
all to
no
hear.
doubt that you will.
Yes,
No
amen.
doubt that you will. But that also leads me to my one more question because
Of
I could
course.
talk to you all day, like I just could. And so my next question is that
Yes,
there's a lot of young performers that are coming out of VIU, right? There's a
there
lot of
are.
people that are trying to make their way, right, in music, and it's not an easy business. It's just not. So, what would you tell a young performer who is trying to figure it out?
Say be patient and
Yeah,
be kind to yourself.
yeah,
Some things you only figure out with time.
yeah,
And you can't rush time. So just be patient through the process. It's not going to be easy. It's not rosy. It's hard. Sometimes it takes years for things to pick up. It might take you a few months for somebody to realize, who you are or to find you, and it's just how the world is. Um, but just be patient and be kind to yourselves is what I'll say, because it's not an easy road ahead. Be true to yourself too. That's hard in 2025 when it's easy to be somebody else. But
yes,
when you're true to yourself, you will find your tribe.
yes, yes. I love that. And you've certainly found your tribe here. You found a really good group of people, and
Yeah.
really, second to none.
I it's second to none. Second to
Except
none.
in
It took a
Nigeria,
while.
because that's home and there's no
That's home.
place than home, right?
There's no place like home. Home is home. When you go home, it's like there's a grounding that you get when you get home. Doesn't mean that my family is my family here. Family is family. Doesn't
Yeah.
have blood. Family is family. So second to none. They're my family. And I love them same way I love my mother, my brother. Love them. Love, 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 love.
What's the favorite dish that your mother cooks for you that you really love? Have you got
My
one?
mother. So my mother makes this. So where I'm from the south of Nigeria,
Yeah.
and we're very riverine people, even though I don't eat fish, which is kind of interesting. So there's this meal, we have this thing called that's anyway. We have a meal that we eat with a soup and we eat it in our hands in Nigeria for such meals. It's like a mashed potato, but it's much thicker. So you can make it into like a little ball. You dip it in soup and you eat it. So we have this thing called starch. It's really sticky. It's yellow because you put palm oil in it when you make it in the pot, and it's like mad, but it's very sticky. You take a bit of the starch, you put it in a soup. The soup is called banga soup, but it's palm kernel. So the
Mm.
palm the palm fruit seeds. We can make that into a soup, and then you eat that with the soup as well. It is to die for. It is
Oh.
delicious. You're sweating, and when you're doing like,
Ah!
you're like, you're like, oh, that was
Well,
a
there's
good meal.
something wonderful about remembering things
Exactly.
that make us feel good like that. And I,
It
I
feels
resonate with
great.
that completely. So that is the best. No,
Yes.
it truly has been a pleasure to have you on the program. Thank you
Thank you so much, Kathy.
so much for being here. You
Thank
know,
you. My
if you
pleasure.
have just tuned in to Act 3 on CHLY 101.7 FM, I'm so glad that you did. I'm so glad that you were able to listen to Buwa, who otherwise known as Buwa, and who is truly, I invite you to continue to listen to CHLY 101.7, of course, but somewhere through your day, go to iHeartRadio and Spotify, check him out, or go to
Yes.
one of the ways you can reach him. And once again, that is, would you like to share actually where
Of
people can
course.
find you again? Yep.
Of course. My name is BUWA. So Facebook, just type BUWA. I'll pop up. Instagram and Twitter and TikTok, it's Bua Legend. So BUWALEGEND, like John Legend. So my name, Bua Legend. My website is buwa.ca, and YouTube is Bua. Everywhere, Bua. Just type me on the Google and
And
I'll pop
and
up.
he'll pop up and you're just like, oh. And please, please listen to him, everybody, because
Please.
he's just so
Please.
fantastic.
Please.
So with that, unfortunately, that's the end of our program, except there's always one question that I have left, and it's our little piece of wisdom, right? So if you
Yes.
could imbibe in our community, your takeaway, the moment that, brings you that learning moment, what might that look like for you?
I would always say one thing that had stuck with me for my whole life, and I heard it, I think I was 13, 14, my favorite author, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and it guides me every day, is the danger of a single story.
Mm.
No one is ever a single story. There's always something beyond what you see or what you know or what you read or what you watch online. The danger of a single story, I think, is part of what's affecting the world today because we're all seeing one story about each other. But people are full human beings with full lives and full families and threads that go ways you have no clue about. So don't fall into the trap of seeing somebody as what you only see them as on TV or walking on the street because there's more to them. The worst thing you can do is start someone's story from secondly because there's always something that happened before that. So it guides me in how I live and talk to people, and I catch myself sometimes saying, don't assume a single story. That's a person with a whole life. There's more. Try to find the more before you make a strong opinion or a strong bias because single stories are part of what's ruining the world today, in my opinion. So it's got in my whole life. I heard it a long time ago at a TED Talk, and it's never left. It's never left me. So yes,
Well, it's now a fabric of my life, and I hope the fabric of all of our listeners.
so too.
How unbelievably true is that statement? We most definitely are more than one story.
Yeah.
What an honor it's been. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for being on Act 3 today.
Thank
We'll
you,
see
Kathy.
I
Thank
can't
you so much. I can't
I
wait to
can't
see you
wait to
again.
see you
Thank you.
again.
I can't wait to see you
Oh,
again
we get to
soon.
hug you and all
Thank you.
that stuff.
I know, yes, very
I
soon.
know, right? Like just happening. All right, everybody. I hope that you have. I know that my guest and I both agree on the same thing. Nanaimo rocks.
The
So
rocks.
it
Best place
rocks.
ever.
Go and enjoy your day. We'll see you next
Yes.
time on
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.